This is Your Life, a program for all America, brought to you by new Liquid Prel, the shampoo that's extra rich to leave your hair looking radiantly alive, and Crest toothpaste with Fluorestan. And now here he is, Mr. This Is Your Life himself, Ralph Edwards.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to This Is Your Life. Now, have you ever wanted to see someone being made up for a television show? Well, tonight's principal subject is in the makeup room right now here at NBC, being given the final touches before making what she thinks is a television promotion spot. Our camera is hidden behind a closed door. So let's open the door now, and we'll see if we can see her. Yes, there she is. And that's Claude Thompson, NBC's head makeup artist. The other gentleman is Charles Denton of International News Service, who has had her in tow all day. Our camera, as I say, is hidden. Now watch what's going to happen.
Where are you going? Oh! Oh, no!
Go ahead.
Oh, no! Oh!
What's all this yelling going on in here anyhow? For goodness sakes, come on here. Sit back in this chair, Opry. Hello, girl. I got a guess, girl. Mother, you get up there. Hey, girls, come around behind Opie. There we go. Woo! Mother, did you...
I'm going to kill somebody! I'm going to kill somebody!
Thank you. Mother, did you find your daughter?
Wait, I have something else.
Oh, you got something else to say? Wait, Mommy's got something else to say. What you got to say, dearie?
Oh, this is so much fun!
What else you got to say?
What? Listen, we've just been looking for you everywhere. What are you doing in Hollywood?
I don't know now. I give up. I was telling the wildest tale, darling.
You found your daughter, eh?
Oh, yes, and I'm so happy. And daughter, Ophelia?
Yes, sir.
This is Mr. Ralph.
Formal.
Never met you before in my life.
Oh, it's so good to see you. The last time we saw each other was on the stage in Minneapolis when we
That's
went up
right.
there for the youth conference.
That's
you know.
right.
Well, Mrs. Collie Ophelia and I have met before, as you probably know, and I, like everyone else, know her as one of radio and television's most beloved and talented personalities, entertainers, an entertainer for the past 17 years, Minnie Pearl of the Grand Ole Opry. Minnie Pearl, before you fall out of that makeup chair, let me say something that you know already tonight. This is your life.
Oh, Ralph, you're
Don't be silly, unworthy, Gal. We've just been thrilled thinking about it the whole time. Your mother and your sisters, Frances, Mary, and Virginia, and Dixie, they came all the way out here to Hollywood to help us surprise you tonight. And they and many...
that's why your telephone wouldn't answer.
We told the telephone not to answer in case of that. They and many others are going to help us tell the story of a little girl born Sarah Ophelia Collie, who grew up to be known all over the world as Minnie Pearl, star of the Grand Ole Opry, that all-time great radio program and now television, too.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Our thanks to you, Charles Denton. Where are you, Charlie? Here you are. Thanks, pal. Chuck of International News Service, Ted Switzer of NBC, thank you, and Claude Thompson, thank you, Claude. Oh, you ham bone, you. Minnie, I mean Ophelia, and mothers and sisters, come on. If you'll come with me, let's start on the winding road back to Grinders Switch and Centerville, Tennessee. And while we go, here's Bob Warren with the story of Spring and Prel shampoo. Come on, Minnie Pearl.
The big news in the boudoir, the biggest news by far is Squeeze Comb Lilt, the new home permanent squeezes on, combs itself in. Get Squeeze Comb Lilt, the new home permanent Squeeze Comb Lilt.
Isn't that wonderful? New Lilt just squeezes on. There's no dip-dabbing, no dripping, no mess. New Lilt goes on so fast, so easily. Why, it's almost as easy as combing your hair. Look. You just squeeze the bottle and Lilt combs itself in, saturates your hair thoroughly, evenly, completely, to give you the longest lasting home permanent you've ever had. For curls that look better, act better, feel better, get the only home permanent that squeezes on, combs itself in, new Squeeze Comb Lilt.
Thank you, Joyce Ailey. Sit down here. Opie, we made it, didn't we?
Just barely.
Oh. Well, this isn't exactly
My heart
like
beats so fast.
Centerville, Tennessee, where you were born, Ophelia. If we were in Centerville, gee, we'd be in a big house up on a hill looking out at the large oak tree that grew in your front yard, right?
Yes. Oh, there it is.
But Mother and your sisters would have been there on a certain October 25th because you were the youngest daughter born to Fanny Tate House and Thomas Kelly Colley.
Daddy was a lumberman and very active in local and state affairs.
And Ralphie had such a wonderful sense of humor.
I'll bet he did.
Mother was a talented musician and played the organ in the church for many years.
I'll say. Quite a heritage to be passed down to little Sarah Ophelia Colley
It
here.
certainly was.
Opie, that's what we call Ophelia.
You call her Opie?
Or call her Opie.
Uh-huh.
She made her first public appearance at the tender age of 18 months when she sang at Miss Daisy Nixon's music recital. You remember what she sang?
What?
Old Uncle Ned.
That's right. I didn't sing it any better now than now.
Opie.
Somebody should have told everybody then to let this just go. Let it go.
Opie.
Do you remember when you were 3 years old and sang at the International Harvester Show?
Yes, I sang. You tell her, 'cause I stutter.
There was another one too, Dixie. What was the other one that Opie sang?
If you can fight like you can love, well, it's goodbye, Germany.
Gosh, that gives away my age.
Goodbye, Germany. Oh, my. Well,
the little birthday party I gave you, and Douglas Bates and Emmett Thompson had a little fight over
Oh, well,
you.
who was going to kiss me? They never thought about that after that. I can tell you that. They thought about who was not going to.
When Ophelia was 5 or 6 years old, she took expression, and one of the little pieces she said was a little figure, china figure, on a little bracket set. And she said it at the Centerville Elite Picture Show.
Oh, I certainly did.
what was the name of that piece, she said?
A little china figure. I can say it now, but don't worry, I'm not going to.
Well, they're all happy memories of childhood, and thank you, Mother Colley. Thank you so much, and Francis, and Virginia, and Mary, and Dixie, for coming here from your homes in Tennessee to visit with Ophelia Purcell. You see her a little later.
So much fun.
You bet.
How did you get that picture?
Oh, I ain't gonna snitch on anybody. Oh.
Oh,
As a bright-eyed, red-headed little girl, Alice in Wonderland and Winnie the Pooh were your favorite books, right?
That's right.
Their adventures, they never seemed strange to you because your favorite games involved adventures that were only slightly less imaginative than theirs.
Ophelia, let's play Queen. Eleanor Watson can be Queen, and we can be the dancers, the Oriental dancers.
Well, now, who can that be, Ophelia? Your
Oh, it's
childhood
Monet.
playmate and lifelong
It's
friend,
so cute.
flown here by Prell from her home in Atanzas. I know nobody heard me, so I'll say it again. From Matanzas, Cuba, Manette Dewey, right? Oh, these old pals here. Well, Manette, now, you and Ophelia used to perform at every opportunity, didn't you?
Yes, we'd play Queen and Aunt and Ship, you remember?
Yeah.
And you remember those performances we put on at the Liberty Pharmacy?
Yes, I know. We got run out of there several times. That was the town drugstore. We sort of took over every once in a while.
What would you do?
Well, we used to... Well, I'll tell you what we did. We showed off.
Pretty good showing off, because it was kind of the beginning of monologues and things like that for you. You two girls, did you ever dream about the future, Monette?
Yes. We'd sit out on that big oak tree, remember, Ophelia?
I always wanted to be in show business.
Monette didn't.
No, what did I want?
You wanted what you've got.
A husband with brown eyes and curly hair and 2 boys. And you know, it doesn't seem at all strange that we got what we wanted, does it?
No, it doesn't.
No.
You're a real lucky kid.
Thank you, Renee Dewey. You'll have a chance to reminisce with Ophelia at the party at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel right after the show. Opie, all your friends been staying over to Hollywood Roosevelt. Sure, they've been here sometime.
Oh,
There's a picture.
Oh!
You go to Hickman County High School in Centerville.
This is awful.
You make good grades at Hickman County High School. You act in all of the plays and musical shows that are
No
put
studying.
on. And by the time you're ready to go to college, the family finances have reached a very low ebb. But your parents wanted you to have a college education, and through their scrimping and saving and mama kicking through there, you're sent to Ward-Belmont School.
I closed it up. You can't find it now, can you?
That's where we met, Opie, when we both lived in Fidelity Hall.
Now, it's a friend of yours who can tell us about Ophelia Colley, college student. Come on out, Alma Willis.
Oh, Willie!
Now, Cook, Nebraska. All the way from McCook, Nebraska, I'll have you know.
Oh, and she's so wonderful.
Come on over, brother.
Just crazy gal.
Was Opie here active at Ward-Belmont School,
Oh,
Alma?
indeed she was. Besides being proctor of Fidelity Hall, she was on student council, and she had a column in the Hyphen. She was vice president of the YW.
Oh, I
Opie,
see.
I'll never forget when you played Petruchio in Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew.
Yeah, I fell down those steps about as well as anybody.
Well, Opie always had such a terribly hard time trying to be serious.
Well,
she
it
was
was.
the funniest. She was the funniest girl on the campus.
Yeah.
Oh, Willie, I wasn't either. Well, I didn't aim to be anyway.
So when we went to see The Taming of the Shrew, we just knew that Opie would leave us in stitches.
Yeah.
And I
But
did.
she had worked real hard not to let Mr. Shakespeare down. And she was wonderful, Ralph.
I'll bet she was. Thank you, Alma Willis Stevens from McCook, Nebraska. You graduate from Ward-Belmont School as a diploma expression student in speech, the highest award given to a speech major, or a Shakespeare major, as your mommy said. You want to go on with your studies and become a serious actress, but by this time the depression is on. Your father's lost almost everything, and another thing deters you from becoming a second Catherine Cornell. Do you remember a certain beauty contest you entered shortly after your graduating from Ward-Belmont?
I certainly do. That was the best laugh I've ever gotten.
Oh, really?
I would have loved to have canned that laugh. I've needed it since.
What happened? Do you want to tell us?
Well, Mother made me be in the beauty contest.
Is
and I
that
didn't-
Tennessee Ernie Ford over there laughing like that? Flippy Stone and the whole gang over
Crazy.
there.
Oh, you crazy! You did that this morning. I hate you.
Tommy Sands, I guess the whole gang over
Oh,
there.
wonderful.
The alumni coming back, and great friends, too.
No, really, they did laugh when I came out on the stage.
They did?
Yeah,
And if
can't
they,
you-
I can't understand that.
Oh, Raph, you love.
As you yourself have said, you thought you'd better let Beauty Guy go by the board after that, huh?
Well, I couldn't play it straight.
Well, how about that, Virginia? Come on, you sit down right over there,
Well,
Opie.
she went back, so she went back home, and since she had no money
You got money. Woo, that's putting it
to
lightly.
go
You had no
on
money.
to study somewhere else, why she started teaching speech in a little house over near the schoolhouse to the young people.
Yes.
She did a good job on it.
She certainly did, and she's still very interested in young people. And when the opportunity comes along to join the Wayne P. Sewell Producing Company, you eagerly leave home, and you're ready to make your mark in the world. Minnie Pearl is still in the future.
But you are soon to find her, Opie.
Yes, do you recognize that voice, Sophie? A classmate of yours at Ward-Belmont and a fellow employee on the Wayne Sewell circuit here from Bowling Green, Missouri, Mrs. Vivian Williams, Marjorie.
Oh, bless you. We were, I'll have you know, fellow dramatic artists.
Well, what was the Wayne P. Sewell producing company, Marjorie?
Well, I ran that out of business, too. Sewell Producing Company had 10 musical comedies.
Yeah.
Mrs. Sewell wrote them, and they were booked by organizations like PTA, Rotary, and the Lions Club. And Opie and I were coaches. We would go into towns and sell advertising.
Oh, that's why my feet are so narrow. I got my door closed on more my feet than anybody. I mean, more doors closed on my feet.
And then we'd select the cast from the members of the organization.
Yeah.
And we'd have to be ready to step in case someone became ill or too nervous to go on.
You said that Opie found the famous Minnie Pearl character while she was traveling with Wayne P. Sewell.
Baylorton, Alabama. You ain't never been to Baylorton, have
No,
you?
I haven't, Minnie Pearl, but it sounds wonderful. I'd love to go. Was it Baylorton, or we thought it was Sand Mountain?
Well, it was on Sand Mountain.
Oh.
Baylorton's on Sand Mountain.
There's a city on a city there?
Well, no, Sand Mountain's a mountain.
Oh, I'm confused. What happened?
Well, she was putting on a play there for the community school. But let Opie tell you the rest of it.
How she found the character of Minnie Pearl?
Well, the woman I stayed with was one of the loveliest ladies I've ever known in my life. She was a typical mountain woman, and she paid me the highest compliment that anybody's paid me before or since, Ralph. When I left there, after living in this mountain cabin with her and her husband and her son, whom she called Brother.
Yes.
Brother was an oracle. He knew everything. Bless his heart. I wish I knew where he is now. I can't track him down. But anyway, she said to me when I left, she said, "We just hate to see you go. You're just like one of us."
But you imitated her speech.
Well, when I
somewhat.
came away from there, I went back home and told Mother and Daddy about some of the things she said. She was real funny. I wish I could be as funny as she actually was. I mean, she just had a wonderful sense of humor.
And that's how you found Minnie Pearl. And thank you, Marjorie Mackey, Mrs. Vivian Williams of Bowling Green, Missouri, for helping us get to the beginnings of Minnie Pearl. Well, there's much time to pass before the real character of Minnie Pearl emerges, and you bring laughter to the whole world, Opie. We'll learn how all that happened in just a moment, but right now, all you ladies, listen. Here's Bob Warren with a story of Spring and Prell shampoo.
Well, there's nothing like a bright May day to bring out the pretty flowers, and the pretty girls, too. This is the time of year when a young man's fancy is most apt to turn to the girl with radiantly alive-looking hair. That's why smart girls turn to extra-rich Liquid Prell shampoo. Your very first Liquid Prell shampoo will show you how wonderfully different it is from all other shampoos. Some are thin, watery, and wasteful. Others so thick and sticky they can actually dull your hair. Gloriously different Liquid Prell is extra rich. Each emerald green drop bursts into lavishly rich lather that leaves your hair looking radiantly alive, with highlights bright as a spring day and sweetly soft as a spring breeze. Shampoo that radiantly alive look into your hair with extra rich Liquid Prell.
Thank you very much, Bob Warren. Well, Sarah Ophelia Colley, are you ready to continue with the story of your search for Minnie Pearl?
I guess so. You're going to kill me before I get through.
You thought you were going to do those promotion spots, didn't you?
I
for the
sure
Grand
did.
Ole Opry.
Whatever
Here's
happened to
Minnie
them?
Pearl and everything. The character you've made famous in the Grand Ole Opry. Let's go back in time to 1937 now in Aiken, South Carolina.
That's where I first met Minnie Pearl on a rainy day in front of the Bank of Aiken.
You're right, the voice of someone you haven't seen for 10 years, Opie, but a friend who played a very important part in your life, and it is from her home in Kingstree in Charleston, South Carolina, Caroline McIlvaine. Come on over here, Caroline.
She was the one. You know what she said?
What?
Well, I was down on my luck. I was working with this producing company, and they were wonderful to me, but I wasn't making very much money. So it was not their fault. It was mine. So I went to Aiken to put on a show for the Pilots Club, and Carolyn was the one who was helping me. And it was raining, you remember? How horrible it was?
How well do I remember?
And were you supposed to tell this to me?
Hey, you're not going to have much to do in this.
I better let you tell it then.
No, we don't. This is what we love to hear, man.
No, she's the one who did
Dolly,
it.
you remember I was chairman of the Advertising and Promotion Committee,
Yeah.
and we went out selling advertisements. And we went in that insurance company, and you came out and mimicked the man that was
Now
in
she
there.
says out.
Yeah.
And I screamed, and you touched me, and said, you want to hear something real? And then you went into one of your hillbilly skits, and I sat out on the street in the rain and yelled, and my sides ached.
And then you had her at the breakfast for the Pilot
following
Club.
morning,
And
state convention.
she had to go get some clothes for this, didn't
That
you?
was the first time I ever did Minnie Pearl professionally.
Yeah. Where did you get the clothes? Do you remember?
Well, now these I got somewhere else, but those I got where she's talking
I
about.
still got a pattern of the first.
Isn't that wonderful? At a little place there in Aiken.
You had to run and get a yellow organdy dress like
And
this.
white cotton stockings
And
and
you
the hat.
still got the price mark on the hat.
Yes,
right
I did,
here,
but this
see?
is a different hat. This is a new one. I got this to come to Hollywood.
How was
But I didn't know what I was coming out here for.
How was Minnie Pearl's professional debut received, Caroline?
Miss Edwards, she stole the show.
There wasn't nobody else on.
Thank you, Caroline McElvain, for coming here from Kingsley in Charleston, South Carolina.
You know that.
To tell this all-important part of Minnie Pearl's life.
Oh.
Oh, there we are. 1937 now.
Oh.
You found Minnie Pearl, and you're ready to make the world laugh with her. But your father dies, and you feel that you should be back in Centerville with your mother. So Minnie Pearl must hang in the closet in her yellow organdy dress while Sarah Ophelia Colley goes to work to help support her mother. But Minnie Pearl is not to be denied. In the fall of 1940, the Middle Tennessee Bankers Association asks you to perform at one of its meetings. After hearing you, an important member suggests that you try for the Grand Ole Opry on radio station WSM, that wonderful station in Nashville. Now, what happened?
Well, it was Bob Turner with the First American National Bank in Nashville who gave me the break, actually.
And old Wash Shouts took you along,
He
didn't
sure did.
Yeah.
That's my brother-in-law, and he and Mother took me up there, and they weren't at all sure. Neither was I.
And this came on after the program, and they were all just...
Oh, well, no, we're back at the Bankers Convention, aren't we?
Yeah.
We haven't come to WSM yet, have
No,
we? Have we got to WSM
Yeah,
yet?
the deal there when you went to the Grand Ole Opry, and
Well...
I think that's where we are. There we are, Mother.
You feel all right? Are you all right? Are you all right? Speak to me. Speak to me.
You went to the Grand Ole Opry.
That's right.
And you sat there with your fingers
Mama
crossed.
and Wash, let's face it, my brother-in-law and Mother, they thought maybe we was making a mistake, They might be embarrassed.
But the audience knew better. They applauded wildly, and the response was so terrific that you're made a permanent member of the company. Minnie Pearl has found her place in the world.
And that means all over the world.
Oh, no! You crazy!
Former star of Grand Ole Opry himself, your good friend from Louisville, Kentucky, Pee Wee King.
Pee-wee,
Oh, man.
Oh, brother.
Oh, man. This is just like gathering in chickens tonight.
Oh, listen, let's do a quick course.
You and Minnie went out on many tours, didn't you, Pee Wee?
We certainly did, Ralph. About 6 years we were together. And, well, I remember from June of 1941 to Christmas of 1942, the Camel Caravan we were on.
Yeah.
Playing Army camps and Navy bases all over the world, practically. And, well, in some remote parts of the world, I should say, and under toughest conditions, she always came through. In fact, Minnie Pearl, you had more soldier sweethearts than any girl I could think of.
Well, I had MPs. They had my name on their sleeves, see. MP, Minnie Pearl. Oh, shut up. I'm not working tonight. No, Pee-wee was wonderful. He took us, he was head of the troop, and I still say this, that I've been with a lot of troops, but never have I found one that Pee-wee was always cheerful, always fun.
Then you
Everything
left the
fun.
Grand Ole Opry in
I
47.
certainly did. Might I add a little bit there, Ralph? I decided to go out on my own. And,
He's done all right.
And during
Sure
the
has.
times when I was doing my NBC radio show and also some of my television programs, you need a special guest. Minnie Pearl was always on hand to help me out.
Yes,
Minnie
sir.
Pearl, you learned a powerful lot in the way of loyalty and true friendship from a little girl named Sarah Ophelia Collins.
Oh, you're so cute.
Thank you, Pee Wee King. King told us that you were the favorite pinup girl of thousands of soldiers. But there was one in particular, we're looking at the pinup girls over there now, a handsome Air Corps officer who really fell in love with you, and
believe me, there are many times when I don't know whether I'm married to Minnie Pearl or Sarah Ophelia.
your husband, Minnie Pearl, Henry Cannon from Nashville, Tennessee. A very fine businessman.
I'm gonna keep you. How long do you know about this?
You and Henry now live in Nashville, but Minnie Pearl lives in Grinder Switch. Where is Grinder Switch, Minnie?
Well, Grinder Switch is in, well, actually, Centerville is in suburban Grinder Switch.
Yeah.
Centerville, Tennessee is 50 miles from Nashville, and that's...
Suburban Grinder
Yes,
Switch.
Yeah.
Your dad named that little place, didn't he?
Well, he had a lot to do with its being there because he had a lumber business, and he used to load his lumber up there at the top of the hill so that the...
And when Minnie Pearl had to have a place to come from, you thought of
There was a
Grinder
place.
Switch. Minnie Pearl, you've made the world laugh with you, and you're howdy. I'm mighty proud to be here. Do that once for us, will you, please? Go ahead.
Howdy! Oh, shut up. Proud to be here.
Yeah, that's the one. That's what I want to hear. That's a symbol of the sincerity that has won you friends everywhere.
And for this sincerity, Minnie Pearl was awarded one of the highest tributes in show business.
No need to tell you who that
Eddy
is, Minnie.
Arnold.
Yes, indeed. One of your best friends, one of the truly great stars of our time, Eddy Arnold. Please. Eddy Arnold.
Love you so.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Eddie
I love
boy.
this gal. Yes, sir. And for Minnie's outstanding achievement and recognition, she got an award last year from the trade paper Billboard magazine for her consistently high standards of comedy in the country and western field.
I don't know how I got that.
I remember back in 1940, Ralph, when I was a member of Pee Wee King's band.
There's the boy.
Minnie just started on the Grand Ole Opry, and she was a little afraid of how the audience was going to react to her. George D. Hay, the solemn old judge, said to her, "Love 'em, honey, and they'll love you."
He sure did. Yes, sir.
And I think they do love you. Everybody.
Well, you are so sweet. Bless
They
your
do
heart.
indeed, and this is your life. Sarah Ophelia Cannon, Centerville, Tennessee, and Minnie Pearl of Grinder Switch, USA. Now, in a moment, we'll look into your future, but first, let's listen to the Ballad of a Roughneck, a driller for oil named Tony Lyle.
Drilling for oil. Now, somewhere west of Pecos lives a kid named Tony Lyle. And all day long he's singing a song and grinning a big-toothed smile. That healthy smile's no secret, with wisdom he is blessed. Each day he fights old tooth decay with a toothpaste they call Crest.
Tony's wise. You be wise, too, 'cause chances are you've got soft spots in your teeth. And soft spots can turn to cavities unless you turn to Crest. Yes, Crest does something no other kind of toothpaste can do. Hardens those weak places, stops them from turning into cavities. That's because of Crest's own special fluoride, Fluoristan.
And Crest freshens your breath. Tastes wonderful. So make Crest your family toothpaste and put your fears to rest. Soft spots can turn to cavities unless you turn to Crest. Crest is best, Crest is best, Crest is best.
Well, Opie, all your friends were flown out here by TWA, Trans World Airlines, who now fly the newest, most luxurious airplane in the skies, fly the finest, fly TWA's Super G constellation. Now, there's so much to give you, but I'm only going to have time to tell you that we know what the King's Daughters Hospital School for those little tykes mean to you. And so, in your name, Prell is sending the school $1,000 worth of scientifically designed toys from the A.C. Gilbert Company. This will include erector construction sets, scale model American Flyer, electric trains, tool chests to help develop coordination, and playground sets there. 2 swing, slides, and climbing towers. It's all metal, non-rustable, and guaranteed 4 years. And now for the educational department of the hospital, Prell has this Bell & Howell screen and TDC Robomatic, the most amazing slide projector ever built. We also heard the hospital only has an outmoded hand crank record player, so Prell is